Among all the strange versions of Spider Man, there's one whose mutation is so powerful it actually breaks the story he's supposed to follow. It starts when Peter Parker tries to cure himself and finally leaves Spider Man behind, believing that walking away from power is the only way to feel human again. The serum turns on him instead. Four new arms rip through his skin overnight, twisting him into something that looks like a nightmare and feels like a powerful evolution his body was never meant to handle. Six arms don't just make him different, they make him more powerful in every direction. Six strikes, six holds, six angles of attack no enemy can read, like a red and blue hurricane that never stops hitting. His balance shifts, his center of gravity drops, and his wall crawling becomes more powerful because 8 points of contact mean he's almost impossible to shake off a surface. He fights like a frantic red storm, full reach, full pressure, no escape, and all of that raw power leaves him convinced he's turned into a monster. Then comes the moment that proves how powerful this version really is. When Green Goblin drops Gwen Stacy, the fall that shatters Spider-Man across the multiverse, this Peter has the physical power, reach, and hand speed to catch her cleanly. No hesitation, no fatal whiplash. The mutation he tried to erase becomes the powerful force that saves the person every other Peter loses, and that's what truly sets him apart. His story becomes a mirror. Sometimes the part of yourself you want to hide is the exact part that ends up powerfully protecting what matters most. Where this six-armed Spider-Man uses his power to break fate, the next version uses power to steal fate completely by taking Peter Parker's life and insisting he can be a more powerful Spider-Man than the original ever was. No Spider-Man weaponizes Peter Parker's world more ruthlessly than Superior Spider-Man. He's one of the most powerful versions because he isn't just using Peter's strength and reflexes, he's rewriting what that power is for. It begins when Otto Octavius swaps minds with the dying Peter, trapping Peter in Otto's failing body and walking away in a younger, more powerful frame that never belonged to him. When Peter's memories slam into his mind, every failure, every loss, every powerful moment of responsibility, Otto makes a vow. He won't just carry the mantle of Spider-Man, he'll perfect it. His power escalates fast. Superior Spider-Man builds armored limbs into the suit, adding crushing strength that makes his punches terrifyingly powerful. He unleashes swarms of spider-bots that watch alleys, rooftops, and intersections, turning New York into a heavily surveilled, powerfully efficient grid of crime detection. He rigs the city with scanners, motion nets, and instant response traps so that crimes are shut down before most villains can even feel powerful. He hits harder, reacts faster, and drives Peter's powers to limits Peter never gave himself permission to touch. Crime drops, villains fall. New York objectively becomes safer, held in the grip of a powerful protector who calculates risk like a machine. But the colder the city gets, the more controlled it becomes, and the less human its Spider-Man feels. Superior Spider-Man proves a dangerous truth. Power used without restraint can solve problems, but it also powerfully dissolves the person you were trying to be. You see echoes of this in real life. The moment when someone becomes so efficient, so optimized, so relentlessly powerful at what they do that people stop recognizing the version of them that cared. Superior Spider-Man is that conflict made literal. Intellect outrunning empathy, power outrunning the man meant to hold it. And where he twists power into control, the next version shows what happens when power twists grief into destruction. A Spider-Man who stops saving worlds and starts trying to erase them. This is Spider Carnage, and his power is fueled entirely by heartbreak. Spider Carnage is what happens when Spider-Man's pain stops creating a responsibility and starts generating annihilation. He begins as a clone who never gets the foundation Peter fought so powerfully to build. No Uncle Ben's wisdom, no Aunt May's warmth, just raw, immediate loss. That's the moment the Carnage symbiote enters. Once they merge, Spider Carnage's power surges past anything a traditional Spider-Man could reasonably contain. His limbs twist into blades and tendrils mid-strike, turning every punch into a powerful shape-shifting weapon. His healing goes feral, closing wounds before his enemies realize they landed a hit. His reactions sharpen past instinct, and his spider sense becomes a full body danger field, letting him read threats before they're fully real, which is a wildly powerful upgrade over Peter's usual quick tingle. But the real danger isn't the boost, it's where he points all that power. Spider Carnage discovers multiversal travel tech, and instead of protecting other worlds, he hunts them with a powerful, suicidal focus. He tears through teams of Spider-Men you'd expect to stop him, proving just how powerful he's become compared to his own kind. He recruits goblins from across dimensions, assembling his own twisted, powerful army. He stands before a reactor that can collapse entire timelines, ready to end every reality at once, not out of conquest, but to finally quiet a pain that feels more powerful than anything else in his life. You probably recognize pieces of that instinct. When someone's grief goes unchallenged long enough, they stop caring what breaks as long as everything finally goes silent. Spider Carnage is that feeling turned into force, heartbreak with enough power behind it to erase every version of the world that failed him. And where Spider Carnage lets his power follow grief into destruction, Miguel O'Hara is pushed into a future where his power is engineered instead of gifted. In the neon skyline of Nueva York, Miguel becomes one of the most powerful Spider-Men by design, not destiny. Most Spider-Men get their abilities from chance, a random bite, a freak accident. Miguel gains his power through sabotage. A corporate experiment rewrites his DNA, fusing human and spider genetics into something far more powerful than either was meant to be. The transformation hits like a shockwave. His strength jumps high enough to overpower future tech soldiers in full combat armor, proving he's physically more powerful than the average hero in his era. His speed turns sharp and predatory, more like a stalking animal than an acrobat, giving his movements a powerful hunting edge. His reflexes accelerate so fast, they mimic precognition, not because of magic, but because his brain is processing information at a terrifyingly powerful rate. His talons let him carve into walls, ceilings, and enemies, turning every surface into a potential weapon and every climb into a powerful attack route. But Miguel's most defining power is what he lacks. He has no spider sense, no invisible warning, no mystical safety net, no powerful sixth sense watching his back. Most Spider-Men move like the universe itself is nudging them out of danger. Miguel moves like he knows no one is coming to save him, which makes his caution and aggression feel even more powerful. You see the difference in his fights. Claws first, calculation second, mercy somewhere far behind, creating a powerful, survival-driven style that almost no other Spider-Man shares. There's a specific kind of strength people build when they stop trusting the world to warm them before it hurts them. Miguel embodies that, power shaped by pressure, not prophecy, and every decision he makes feels like a powerful push against a future that wants him gone. And where Miguel survives by instinct and intelligence, the next Spider-Man doesn't survive at all. He's consumed, corrupted, and turned into a hunter built to erase everything Spider-Man stands for. This is Poison Spider-Man, a version whose power exists to hunt other heroes. If there's a version designed to hunt Spider-Man himself, it's Poison Spider-Man. This isn't Peter with a darker suit. This is Peter replaced by a parasitic species that devours both host and symbiote and keeps only the powerful parts. The poison targets Peter and his symbiote at the same time, and in most universes, you'd get venom, but here, you get something far more powerful. A poison consumes both, discards their humanity, and leaves behind a body that exists purely as a powerful weapon. Once the poison takes hold, Peter's body becomes a weapon with no emotional brakes. His regeneration turns relentless, so fast and so powerful it feels unfair. His strength and speed spike high enough to overpower symbiote-enhanced heroes who normally challenge entire teams, putting him on a terrifyingly powerful tier. Claws, spines, and tendrils manifest on instinct, turning every limb into an automatic attack vector. But the real escalation comes from the poison strain itself, which gives him a uniquely powerful advantage. Poison Spider Man can hunt other symbiotes, track them, break them, absorb them every time he consumes one. His power climbs, creating a powerful chain reaction that feeds on every version of the Spider Man mythos it touches. You can feel the horror of it when he looms over Venom, draining him, while faint echoes of Peter's memories flicker inside the monster like dying static from a once powerful signal. It's raw power without identity, instinct without hesitation, and a hero's silhouette filled with someone else's appetite for power. The frightening part is how familiar that shape can feel. People lose themselves in quieter ways, work, rage, status, roles that slowly replace the person beneath them until only a powerful instinct remains. Once identity slips, instincts take over, and instinct doesn't care who gets hurt as long as it feels powerful. That's Poison Spider Man at his core, the strength of the hero, driven by a creature that no longer remembers what a hero is, making him one of the most dangerously powerful predators in the multiverse. And where Poison Spider Man collapses into instinct, the next version rises through intention, carrying the legacy of Spider Man not by blood, but by choice. This is where Miles Morales steps in and shows a different kind of power. On the other side of the multiverse, Miles Morales becomes one of the most powerful Spider-Men by choosing the mantle instead of inheriting it. His strength isn't built on guilt or destiny, it's built on a powerful decision to carry a legacy that was never meant for him. Most people assume Miles is just a younger Peter, a side grade at best. But from the second he's bitten by a genetically engineered spider, one specifically designed to be more powerful than the original, his abilities start branching into places Peter could never reach. Miles' camouflage lets him vanish mid-flight, turning entire battles into powerful ambushes where he dictates every engagement. His bioelectric venom blast can drop enemies who'd laugh at a normal spider punch, hitting with a powerful surge of energy that disrupts nerves and tech at the same time. When he unleashes the Mega Venom Burst, he floods the air with enough bioelectric power to blow apart heavy restraints, stun multiple foes, and push back threats far above street level. You can feel the weight of that power in the early days, when he's still learning to wield it, firing off a Venom Blast with world-shaking force, and then staring down at his own hands like he's not sure he deserves something this powerful. That tension between what he can do and what he thinks he's allowed to do becomes the powerful engine of his entire arc. And that's where Miles becomes something no other Spider-Man quite is. Peter's journey is built on guilt, and Miguel's is built on pressure, but Miles' journey is built on community, which is a powerful shift. He becomes the first Spider-Man who grows stronger by leaning on people instead of pushing them away, turning trust itself into a powerful resource. Some people inherit expectations, others inherit nothing and have to build themselves from scratch. Miles embodies that second path, becoming powerful not because a story demanded it, but because he refuses to let the people he loves fall through the cracks. While Miles rises through connection, the next Spider-Man becomes dangerous through collision, when power and rage fuse into something even he can barely control. If raw, uncontrolled power had a Spider-Man variant, it would look like Spider-Hulk. Spider-Hulk is one of the most powerful mashups in Marvel because he fuses two unstoppable instincts, Spider-Man's precision and the Hulk's rage, into one body that was never meant to contain either. It's not just Peter getting stronger, it's Peter becoming something the city isn't built to survive, a walking, jumping, smashing event of pure power. The transformation hits during a gamma blast that mimics the Hulk's original accident, and the moment it surges through Peter's body, everything familiar about Spider-Man fractures under the powerful shock. His strength spikes into Hulk territory, turning cars, tanks, and military barricades into props he tears apart with powerful swats. His leaps stop being graceful swings and turn into building-crushing launches that shake the ground with every powerful impact. His durability jumps so high that bullets, lasers, and blasts bounce off of him like they're trying to annoy a living storm. But the part that makes Spider-Hulk truly powerful and terrifying isn't the Hulk energy, it's the Spider-Man still awake inside it. He can still climb, he can still sense danger, he can still fight with spider reflexes sharpened by Gamma Fury, creating a powerful combination of agility and annihilation you almost never see in one character. He can dodge a missile and then tear through a convoy before it even lands, demonstrating just how uniquely powerful that fusion really is. You feel the tension in the moments his voice breaks through the roar, Peter shouting from inside a body that barely listens to him. It's power he can't fully aim and instinct he can't fully calm, which makes every second he's transformed feel dangerously powerful. Spider-Hulk becomes the physical version of something many people recognize. When anger amplifies your ability but blurs your judgment. When you're strong enough to break the problem but not steady enough to fix it. He's that moment turned into muscle, potential without restraint, power without pause. And where Spider-Hulk becomes dangerous by accident, the next Spider-Man becomes dangerous by intention, reinventing himself not through mutation or rage, but through brilliance pushed too far. That's Ghost Spider from Earth 11,638, a Peter Parker who becomes a monster twice and reaches a uniquely powerful form of redemption. In his universe, Peter Parker wins too hard. He grows rich, famous, and celebrated, and with a living Uncle Ben feeding his ambition, he invents a multiversal machine that lets him abduct other Spider-Men. He steals their life force to increase his own, literally stacking spider power on top of spider power until he feels untouchable. It's the darkest, most powerful twist on with great power you can imagine. Spider-Man climbing over the bodies of his own variants. He becomes a powerful tyrant in a spider suit, and everything collapses when Earth 616 Peter forces him to see exactly what he's done. This Peter dies, and that's when the spirit of vengeance finds him. Instead of passing on, he resurrects with hellfire in his veins, rising as Ghost Spider. Ghost Rider fused with Spider-Man in a terrifyingly powerful hybrid. His webbing ignites with hellfire, burning through steel and sin at the same time in powerful lashes. His chains rip through metal and souls, lassoing enemies with a combination of spectral power and spider agility. His danger sense sharpens into a supernatural instinct that reads guilt like temperature, giving him a powerful radar for the corrupt. Most terrifyingly of all, his penance stare hits harder than almost any version you've seen, powered by the weight of every life he stole as a mortal Spider-Man. He turns his own regret into a powerful weapon against those who exploit the powerless the way he once exploited entire worlds. You can feel the tragedy in his transformation. A man who wanted to be the greatest Spider-Man becomes the one forced to punish the part of himself he tried to hide. His power is built on regret, his strength shaped by the burden of every life he drained, and that's a story people recognize even without the hellfire. The moment you finally face the version of yourself you hope no one saw and chose to become someone more powerful in a different way anyway. Where Ghost Spider rises through vengeance and painful growth, the next Spider-Man falls through hunger, gaining the power cosmic only to turn it into the most terrifying fate in the entire multiverse. Zombie Spider-Man with the power cosmic is the nightmare scenario for the Spider-Man mythos, all that power with no humanity left to guide it. This version is powerful because he doesn't just survive the end of his world, he becomes the thing that ends other worlds. His story is Spider-Man's sense of responsibility inverted into pure hunger, a powerful craving that eclipses his old moral compass. The fall begins the moment the infection hits. Peter doesn't go quietly. He fights the virus, begs himself to hold on, tries to keep some powerful shred of restraint. But when the hunger wins, he devours the people who shaped him, Mary Jane, Aunt May, and something inside him snaps wider than any physical wound. From there, he stops being the hero and becomes a catastrophe with powerful momentum. Zombie Spider-Man joins an undead league of Avengers and X-Men and helps strip Earth clean of life, driven by a powerful, endless appetite. The escalation hits its peak when they kill and eat the Silver Surfer. When Peter absorbs every fraction of the power cosmic, his strength shoots past anything a normal Spider-Man, living or dead, could ever hope to match, placing him in a terrifyingly powerful cosmic tier. He gains energy projection strong enough to cut through celestial armor, turning his once friendly web slinger into a powerful cosmic cannon. He flies through space as effortlessly as he once swung through Manhattan, wielding that power with no guiding conscience. He manipulates matter and light, and alongside the other Galacti, he helps tear Galactus apart and consumes him like a final meal, an act so powerful no living Spider-Man has ever come close to replicating it. You can feel the horror in the panel where he looks at his own hands glowing with cosmic fire, like even he can't believe how powerful and how empty he's become. It's power without morality, instinct without infinite fuel, a universe-level predator wearing the scraps of a hero. This is where his story hits something uncomfortably human. Hunger doesn't stay small once it gets fed, whether it's ambition, desire, or grief. Once you let it consume everything in reach, it starts looking for worlds that were never yours to take, and that impulse can become frighteningly powerful. Zombie Spider-Man becomes the final warning of the mythos, what responsibility looks like when the heart behind it is gone and only power remains. And where Zombie Spider-Man turns cosmic power into destruction, the final version turns the same kind of cosmic force into protection, proving that the same gift can create either a monster or a guardian. At the very top of the Spider-Man power scale sits Cosmic Spider-Man from Earth 13. He's one of the most powerful Spider-Man variants ever created because he doesn't just protect a city, he shields an entire reality, using the Enigma Force, a power older than the multiverse itself. This is Peter Parker with that energy fully awakened and finally unrestricted, pushing his power to a truly godlike, powerful level. The moment the Enigma Force bonds to him, every familiar limit disappears. He flies through space faster than signals can track, moving at speeds that make him one of the most powerful beings in his universe. He manipulates matter the way other Spider-Men manipulate webbing, reshaping reality with powerful precision. His univision lets him read the fabric of reality like a pattern, spotting threats before they enter his world, which is an insanely powerful form of perception. He lifts Starship-class structures without strain, survives blows meant for cosmic titans, and fires energy blasts that can halt armies in mid-charge. In Spider-Verse War, he becomes the fixed point every other spider totem retreats to, the guardian of Earth 13, the safest universe and multiverse, thanks to his overwhelming power. You feel the scale in the moment he hovers around his world, glowing with Enigma light, holding back the inheritors with force that looks less like a superpower and more like a powerful law of nature. He isn't just fighting to win, he's fighting to keep the blueprint of his universe intact, using his power as a shield instead of a sword. But the part that makes Cosmic Spider-Man unforgettable isn't just the energy he wields, it's the responsibility he chooses to carry with that power. Because unlike most god-tier beings, Peter doesn't ascend and detach, he ascends and cares even more powerfully. He uses cosmic power the same way he used street-level power, checking on people, listening, putting himself between danger and anyone who can't survive it. That reveals something universal and powerful. Power doesn't make your values disappear. It reveals what was there all along. The Enigma Force doesn't change Peter, it magnifies him into the most powerful version of who he already was. And among every Spider-Man across every universe, Cosmic Spider-Man stands as the final ceiling, the version who proves that with enough responsibility, even god-tier strength can stay human and powerfully kind. So now the question is yours. Which Spider-Man do you love the most, and do you think could actually challenge Cosmic Spider-Man? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me which powerful Spider-Man variant you'd bet would win in a fight. Drop your pick in the comments and tell me which powerful spider variant you'd bet the multiverse on.